Did you get your teacher? Did you call your aunt who's a school teacher? You need to know this stuff. Ben DeGrow with our Education Policy Center. Ben, thank you for doing it. It's that time of year again. It's that time of year again. It's the holidays time. This is something that you've been working. It's almost like a little your charity project is to get teachers to know what some of their rights are.
Right. It's an annual tradition, kind of like Christmas shopping and all the holidays. It just happens to coincide with that. But December 15th is an important day on the calendar that teachers should take note of. And if you're married to a teacher, if you have a good friend who's a teacher here in Colorado, that's the day for CEA members to get the money back that's used for political funds. That refund is only available till December 15th. After that, the money's gone. The
money's gone. Now, we do this every year, and for a while there, the CEA was getting pretty uppity because they're supposed to tell their members, and that's the Colorado Education Association, tell their members that if they want their political money back, so that you can spend it any way you want to spend it, that you need to fill out this form and you need to get it in. We started telling teachers about it, and all of a sudden the CEA said, "How dare you? How dare you?" We tell them plenty that they have that opportunity. What was it? How was it that the CEA used to inform teachers of this every member option? We'll describe that in a second. That they could get this money back.
Well, there's a couple ways.
How did they not do it in the past? Where did they try?
Right. Well, it didn't show up in their union publications or on their website. Those things are there now, if you know where to look on their website. If if you actually have time as a teacher to open up the publication.
Let me see if I got this. If you know where to look on the Teachers Association website, then it will remind you that you can get your money back. So in other words, you have to know where to look in order to be reminded that you can get your political money back. It's not like right there on the front page. Hey, you need to know the 15th is your deadline if you want your money back.
No, and unless the teacher happens to know it's taking place in the first place, they're not going to go looking for it at all. But this every member option, this political refund is, there's a form on the website you can fill out, which we're glad to link to from our website, independentteachers.org. It's there if you know about it. We're glad to help them find out more.
Teachers pay union dues. Matter of fact, usually when a new teacher comes in, it's here, sign this form, sign that form. You don't have to be a union member to be an educator in Colorado. Is that right? That's
right. Here in Colorado, it's the membership options are open. Some teachers join the union for a wide variety of reasons. Some don't. But for those that do, which is the majority, and a majority of them belong to the CEA, this particular option also exists. And when you become a member, you fill out an authorization form, which happens to look different depending on which district you teach in. There may be fine print that explains this process, and at least one district we know of, there's no notification of it on their form. But so you're kind of in the dark. Some teachers know about it, some don't.
What does a union member pay to be a member of the CEA and your local affiliate over the course of a year? What is a teacher paying?
Again, it's going to vary from district to district, but anywhere from, for a full-time teacher, anywhere from about $750 to a little over $800 a year.
Really?
Typical.
$750 to $800 a year.
Yeah.
Now, of course, if you're a starting teacher and you're at the base lower rate, you haven't got the seniority yet, and $800 is a lot of coin.
It is. Some districts give a marginally smaller rate for the first-year teacher, but for a teacher who's making $33,000, $34,000, $35,000 a year, that's a significant chunk of their salary.
The money goes where? Now, you have to spend $800, and you get some services. I think most teachers really want to have that insurance policy. There's a liability policy of, was it $1 million? So if you're falsely accused of touching a student or something happens, there is coverage there to help you through.
Absolutely. So a CEA member will sign up. A lot of them do for this liability insurance for the accusations. Some for the legal advice if they're having a problem with the principal in their school. But a lot of people don't know, and we feature on our Independent Teachers website as well, that there are other organizations that offer similar products. And so at least one I know of does it for quite a bit less than the $800 a year.
So you can either pay $800 a year for the $1 million policy if you're a teacher, but if you go into another organization, what would it cost?
Well, I'm thinking of the Professional Association of Colorado Educators, PACE. I believe about $180 a year.
So for $180 a year, you can get the same amount of legal coverage.
Right. The difference is if you're a union member, maybe you get the collective bargaining, and you get money going to politics and lobbying.
So there's $600 there, and I'm being conservative. $600 that's being used for collective bargaining, that is bargaining your contract, and politics. That's a lot of money. What if a teacher wants to spend that money herself and says, you know what, I like the liability insurance, but I'll decide where my money goes. I'm able to write those $600 checks to candidates I like. I'll $200 here and $200 there, and that's how I'm going to do it.
Well, if you're a CEA member, your money is going up the chain. So there's money going to the local union office, the state union office. That's paying for lobbyists. That's paying for the infrastructure. That's going to the money's going to the DC, the NEA office, and they're giving out millions of dollars to various political groups, groups that align with them philosophically, that some teachers disagree with because of their conscience. But most of that money you can't get back. The money you can get back for a teacher in Colorado is this every member option, which funds political campaigns at the state level.
What is this every member option? So it sounds like a wonderful little, I'd say every member option, but you have to opt out of it. You don't opt into it.
Right. It's an option. It's voluntary because you can get it back if you know about it and you ask on time.
So the option part is if you know about it, if you fill out the right forms, if you get it in on time, then your option is you can get your money back.
Right. And it's $39 a year at the CEA. So every member of the CEA across the state has the $39 every member option, that if you disagree with the CEA's political spending, or if you just want the extra money for Christmas shopping or whatever.
Or if you want to spend it on politics yourself. That is, instead of the union giving the money to your candidate, you give it to your candidate. He might be a little more receptive to that.
Right. So that's the $39.
Right.
And that's funding state elections. It's not federal elections. It's the governor's race. It's state legislative races and school board races and things like that. Some teachers in certain districts, if you're a CEA member, so if you're teaching in Denver, Jefferson County, Adams School District 12, and a few others, there's another every member option that your local union is taking out that you have to file a separate request to get it back.
How much can that be?
It can be as much as $24. In the districts I listed, it's $24. So it's a total of $63 for teachers in these bigger districts.
So by filling out 2 forms, you can get $63 back.
Right.
And these $63 were going to be used for campaigns here in Colorado that maybe you agree with, maybe you don't.
That's right. And if you look, one of the things we've compiled on our independent teachers website is a past record of the political spending by CEA and their affiliates. And despite their email protests that their candidate process and their endorsement process is bipartisan, it's only bipartisan if you consider that 1% of their money goes to Republicans versus 99% goes to Democrats.
All right, so in other words, if you're a teacher, this money is going 99% to support Democratic candidates. Maybe that's great when what you want. 1% goes to a Republican so they can say we're bipartisan. You guys put together a cute little video. I tell you what, I want to take a look at this. I loved when we were kids. Oh, you're too young. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And you want to get that message out that maybe you can have a little bit more power. Let's take a look.
Thanks again, Union Dues.
Thanks. Hey, you're welcome.
Who is that?
Oh, it's just some politicians I gave money to. You see, I collect automatic dues from lots of teachers' paychecks in Colorado, and I give some of that money to my favorite political causes.
Miss Johnson helped pay for those mean political ads?
That's right. She didn't opt out. She probably doesn't know she can.
Oh, she can get her money back?
Sure. Tell Miss Johnson to check out independentteachers.org. She better hurry, though. The deadline is December 15th.
I'll definitely be her favorite student now.
Oh, that's just cute.
What teacher couldn't like that? To make your heart melt.
Yeah, exactly. So what teachers might not know is that those awful ads we see, those hideous attack ads that come in November from our local representative, he's doing this and you're doing that, they're paying for it. They don't even know it.
Right. It's those 527 groups. I mean, they send out those flyers we're all accustomed to getting at election time every other year. All sorts of things are being said, and you see newspaper columnists calling them out for just the low baseless, dishonest advertising, and that's
But
a lot of
low,
CEA money.
baseless advertising works. Otherwise, candidates and 527s wouldn't be using it so well.
And if that's the kind of political speech you want to support,
Where else?
go
Where
for
else?
it.
You've taken a look at some of these places that get this every member option money. Where does it go? What are some of your favorites?
As far as the specific,
Yeah, so it's groups that have received this money. Now all teachers are paying it, and it's gone to didn't it go to Jesse Jackson at one point?
right. Well, that's money separate from the every member option. That's money they can't get back. But so at the NEA level, they're giving money to all sorts of left-wing causes, like People for the American Way and Jesse Jackson's Rainbow Push Coalition, and things to fund certain research projects the union likes. But at the state level, we're talking about these candidates in the 527 committees that just the things that really get everybody upset.
How many teachers still give this money? How many teachers have decided, I think I'll spend my own political money. I'll take the $63. I'll decide on my own. Is there any way to track how many have done, or are more teachers taking the option to get their money back?
We do know that, yes, in some cases, definitely there are more teachers now that we've advertised with emails and postcards to let them know what's going on at independentteachers.org. But the union, the CEA, the state union, used to report the names and the numbers of teachers who asked for the refund, and they've stopped doing that, which only tells me that the number has gone up. We know it's well over 1,000 teachers who've been requesting it from CEA.
Really? 1,000 out of how many teachers here total in Colorado? About 50,000?
More than 30,000 are CEA members.
Really?
So it's still kind of a small share, but
Still 1,000 out of 30,000. That's growing.
when you have to go out of your way to ask for it.
Can I please have my money back? Can I please have my money back? Some teachers are thinking maybe it's time to get out of the union now that they've got these other. How easy is it to get out of the union here in Colorado? I know that each district is a little different. People want to get that information. What do they need to know?
Again, it depends on which district you're in, but the stories we hear from teachers in Denver, it's quite a hassle, and you have to go down to the union office and fill out multiple forms. Sometimes having to take time off work to go do it, right? But
so in order to get out of being a union member, you have to go down to the union where all the teachers are. You need to sign forms in front of the teachers who aren't going to be too happy that you're leaving.
Right, they don't make it easy, and they also, in a lot of these districts, only give you maybe 2 weeks out of the year in which you can do it. In Denver, it's the first 2 weeks in November. In Jeffco, it's the first 2 weeks in September.
So if you don't quit the union in that small window, what happens?
The dues come out of your check until next year.
Now, it's not like I go to the health club, obviously, but even a health club, you can say, I'm not paying you anymore. Can't do that.
Yeah, opt in anytime, opt out on our terms.
But you can never leave. All right, people want more information about this, just so that they know their choices. Teachers want to know their choices. Where do they go?
independentteachers.org. We have links to the CEA website for their online form if you want the refund. We also have form letters if you want to do it the old-fashioned way to send them into the CEA.
And if people want their money to go, that's great. They just need to know that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's just another option.
Ben, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Listen for me late nights on 850 KOA. Check out our institute. That's independenceinstitute.org. We'll see you next week.